Welcome back, everybody. So it's the 4th day of the new year. It's time to take down another tree. And I got a tricky one. So because my confidence level is not that great on this tree, I got him. T the tree tamer is here.
Hello, YouTubians.
I wanted to get him on here to look at this because, like I said, it's a tricky situation with this tree. And after evaluating things, well, I'm gonna let Tony tell you, because what I wanted to do in this video is have him kind of explain what he looks at and what he looks for. So any of you guys out there who are thinking about taking down a tree and you have your doubts, here are some things you might want to consider. For me, I look at it and I'm like, well, this is going to get caught up and it's going to go the wrong way. I don't want to deal with it. So let me show you the tree and then we'll get Tony's take. Tony's take.
Tony's take.
Hey. There it is. A big dead red oak. And this canopy up there and his lean is what concerned me the most. I've taken this other tree down before right next to him, and this guy is kind of aiming up the hill, so I was like, I don't know what's going to happen with this thing.
Well, I guess the first thing that I'm going to assess when I walk up to a tree like this is the obvious way that the tree wants to go all by itself and look for an opening. So I'll get up to the tree, kind of look up it. If you kind of walk around every angle, you can get a different perspective to see the weight of the branches and the way that the tree leans. The way that this one goes is, almost right between the 3 white oaks down there. So I'll also, after I assess that, pick my gap, or somewhat of an idea of where I want it. I'll take a walk out to where the gap is. Now once I get out here, a good ways away from the tree, stand back. This is another way to assess, the lean, the weight of the tree, any obstructions. Obviously there's quite a few here. Quite a few obstructions.
So with this one, the top would be what you're concerned with, right? Because of the other trees.
So if we didn't take down those other trees, what I would imagine is going to happen is those tops are going to catch these last 2 oaks, potentially get hung up.
So those there.
And here. Potentially get hung up or spin the whole works down, into the other ones or whatnot. Endangering if you're cutting, yourself or whatnot.
And that was my biggest concern, is getting this thing hung up and then not having a way to get it down or the other trees down.
Exactly.
So after looking at this, we have also determined that we're not going to just take down one tree. We are going to end up taking down 5 trees. So these 2 trees here are also dead and in the path. Along with those 2 trees, they are also all part of that cluster that all died off 2 years ago. So Tony has come up with the idea and the plan to have a little domino action.
So we're going to have a little fun with this one because the opportunity is here. So when I looked at the lean of the tree, which trees it could hit, which tops it's going to hit, came to the conclusion that most likely these 3 are going to get hit enough to knock them over after I put a good notch in the tree and back cut it to a point where the tree is just starting to move but not go down by itself. So I'll do that to each one, making sure the notches are aimed in the correct direction and cut enough so they don't stay standing and get hung up anyway. So we'll do that with that one. With this one, when you're going to do a domino effect, you also have to assess each one of the trees just like you did the initial one to make sure they're going to fall the correct way. So we'll do that one, and this one. Get them all notched and ready for the big one to come over and domino.
So it's that one, and that one. And they all are pretty much leaning with a clear path to the ground.
Another thing I like to do before I cut any trees down, may sound kind of basic to some of you, but some of you may not know, is I look at what's on the ground. If there's any, bigger buckthorn, anything that can turn into a spring pole, I like to get out of the way because A, they're dangerous, and B, they're no fun to work around, So this looks pretty good. There's nothing too big that I'd be worried about, so. Yeah.
All right, and not only are these the first trees of the year for you to cut down? No.
No.
Okay,
Nope.
but it is the first cutting with Tony's new saw
That is correct.
that he just picked up a mere few hours ago.
Less than an hour, I think.
Less than an hour ago. So that's the plan. We got Tony out here. We assessed the situation. We determined the best plan of attack is to take down not 1, not 2, not 3 or 4, but 5 trees coming down. 3 of them will be Domino off of the one, and the other one will just be taken down on its own. Oh yeah, one was, oh well.
One didn't cut quite far enough. It looked like it was starting to go.
It was
a little
going,
bit.
I saw it.
And then that branch let loose that it was stuck in one of its branches, and so I stopped.
All right, well now here is another good situation.
Yeah.
What do they call that? The barber chair?
Yep. There's really no good way to go about this, honestly. I think people might have different opinions than I do, but I'd prefer to get the pressure out from off the limbs first, honestly, rather than trying to cut this where we don't know if that's going to come back this way, that way, that way, or that way. Just start taking small chunks down there.
Oh.
Still might even go.
So you would not...
I wouldn't advise it.
You wouldn't go back there on the stump and...
You're like,
because it would,
right there,
it could fly back.
You're
right?
in danger. There's no way you're not going to get hit if that thing goes any which way.
And the other thing I noticed, not only did you upgrade your saw, but your hard hat, if you look right there, oh, that's a nice little upgrade right there as well. All right, so yeah, the trees are down on the ground. I got a little bit of work to do now. This will keep me busy. All right, so now we're back. Oh, we've upgraded the saw, we've upgraded the helmet, and now the wardrobe. So that's gonna do it for this video. Had Tony come over. We're just sitting here by the, warming our feet up by the fire. Yeah, so now I've got 5 trees to work on back in the wood yard. So like I said, the main thing I just wanted to, show how when taking down trees, it's always good to get a second opinion, because I would have probably messed that up, and I would have never thought to well, obviously I wouldn't have attempted to take 4 of them down at once, but I would have probably only tried for the one, and then it would have got hung up, and then I would have had a similar situation that I had in that one video where I was using a come along and a chain, and
Time consuming.
very time consuming, yes. Yeah, so thanks again, Tony.
Absolutely, not a problem.
All right, so that's gonna do it. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Stay safe, have fun, and
Be cool.
Be cool.